Sherman and Tingle in the morning.
You talked about this was that yesterday, Tingle? You were talking about Alderman Ray Lopez?
Yeah, he's proposing fining parents up to $5,000 for out-of-control kids when they take over, especially like that thing over the weekend when they're in Lower Wacker and that Tesla was panicked and plowed through and stuff because they were kicking and jumping on the car. And so he proposed a $5,000 fine and mandatory counseling. I love it.
That's like so Tingle-landish.
I love it.
Minus not cutting off the arms.
Yeah, I'm a arm and leg removal type person, but there's people like Ray Lopez who are more sane than I am.
They're never gonna get the money though. I don't see how it could happen. And I know that he's giving the alderman a call. I want to talk to him.
And you can ask him that. You can ask him how.
I'm curious.
You said it'll never happen.
There's no way you're ever gonna squeeze the money out of the parents of like the nuts that were down on Lower Wacker over the weekend.
Yep.
You're never going to get that.
Oh, listen. Chicago finds a way to get that cash.
Oh, they find a way? Hold on.
They'll find a way.
I think he is here. Is this Alderman Ray Lopez of the 15th Ward?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Ray. Hey,
Okay.
it's early. Thank you for taking the time to do this. Really appreciate it.
All right. Tingle said you stole his idea, by the way.
I love it, Ray. I love it.
This revolutionary idea of holding parents accountable?
Yeah, I think it's great. Something's got to be done, and at least you're thinking of something.
We've tried the hugs and kisses approach. We've tried to be warm and fuzzy. Now it's just time to get back to the old school methods of right is right, wrong is wrong, and parents got to start doing their job.
I'm skeptical. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to hold parents accountable, especially if their kids are goofballs. I'm skeptical on how you're going to collect the money. How are you going to? What was it? $5,000? A $5,000 fine?
There's a wide range of fines up to $5,000. Yes, but I think the most important thing is not that you're trying to collect money from them, but you're trying to wake them up. I mean, we've been talking about holding parents accountable now since I introduced this Monday, and it's all the talk. And parents are now realizing that they can be the target of enforcement for their children. So just as we saw in the past when we had a lot of graffiti outbreaks in the 90s, and Mayor Daley back then said, we're going to hold parents accountable if their kids are caught graffitiing buildings, parents cracked down on their kids. They woke up. And, sometimes you got to poke them in the back of the head with a stick to say, pay attention.
With money.
This is the $5,000 stick.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to want to pay it.
$5,000
How are the people in your ward reacting to it? Have you heard anything from some of the parents or anybody there?
I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, not just from my ward, but throughout the entire city. Much like you guys said, about time someone says something about the parents. And we've been giving parents a pass for far too long. Ever since some of the social unrest of 2020, we've seen where the youth have taken to the streets, not in the name of social justice, but in the name of just being little jerks in the neighborhood. And we've never called them out for it. And unfortunately, I think the tipping point was when people heard our mayor say they're just silly kids, they're just kids making silly decisions. That really, I think, changed the dynamic of the conversation because we all recognize that these aren't silly decisions. They're doing dangerous things in the community, and seeing what happened unfold on Lower Wacker where they're jumping and pounding on that white Tesla, that poor driver had to decide whether it was worth risking running over a kid just to save his own life and get out of a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to put myself in that situation. I'm like, man, if I was in that car, I wouldn't get out because you know what's going to happen if you get out of the car.
Yeah, the sad thing is that you probably made that same decision in your head as, the guy that was driving that happened to be in the Tesla, and it had nothing to do with the Tesla. You were just right there. If you're in that situation, you're probably going to try to get out of that situation. Whether or not you're going to get judged for it or not, you don't want to get killed or whatever's going to happen there. Now, okay, so you stole that idea from Tingle.
I love it. Ray, I'm so glad.
Copyrights are important, Tingle. Sorry.
It's okay, baby.
Right. Are you going to steal the idea, Alderman Ray Lopez of the 15th Ward, of removing people's arms when they do something bad? Because that's also in Tingle-land.
That's just my imagination. Ray would never do that. Ray's civilized.
He wants to cut off arms for offenses. He wants to go medieval.
Well, we'd have a lot of eye for an eye laws around here, but we'd also have a lot of one-eyed people, I guess.
All right. Well, here's to you, Ray, for trying to improve things. So
I hope it goes through, Ray. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll make it happen.
All right. Thank you.
The Sherman and Tingle Show. Mornings on 97.1 FM The Drive, Chicago's classic rock.